All right, Alex. We washed the car. Now we got to clean it.
So we didn't clean it when we were washing it.
No, unfortunately, there are things that happen. You know, we live on a planet where there's all sorts of pollutants, right? Chemicals flying around. Some of us are breathing this stuff in. We're getting sick.
This looks perfectly clean.
Looks perfectly
right
clean to
yes.
you.
Yes.
And most people would say this is perfect. I love it. These are great questions.
Cleaner than most people's cars, isn't it? Look at it.
Cleaner than most
Shining.
cleaner than most people's cars. Well, I'm a professional detailer, and this car doesn't get a lot of love, and there's going to be some stuff wrong with it, and this is why we're using this car. So we washed the car, we used the foam cannon, we used the wash mitts, right? We washed from top down. I'm going through this a little bit too quick with you. There's a lot of stuff to go over, and guess what? We got more videos coming. We're going to get more into detail, but I want you to get your feet wet in YouTube land and just kind of be comfortable. I know you're comfortable in front of the camera anyway, but this is a little out of your comfort zone, right? It's auto detailing. What do you?
A lot.
Yeah, no, you know, this, like you said, you know, you're a woman, you want to learn about it, but this is an industry dominated by men. But you guys, don't you like shiny things besides what goes on your finger?
I love them.
You love them, right?
Everything shiny, yes.
Right. Okay.
Sign me up.
So we washed the car, we foamed it, we did all that stuff, we dried it off, and now we're going to clean it. There's all these things floating around in the environment, and they'll stick to the paint. My industry calls them industrial fallout. It's a fancy word, but it's a good word for it. When they stick to the paint, they will permanently bond to the paint unless we remove them.
Like what? You meant metals and leads, like from the air, that kind of stuff?
Very good. I love it.
Is it.
Metals, yes. There's ferrous metals. We call it ferrous metals. When you hit the brakes on the car, you got the brake rotor and the pads coming together, right? That's metal to metal contact.
He did not tell me that.
Okay. But you've got, as I spit all over the place, when your car is driving down the road, you hit the brakes, brake dust kind of gets trapped inside the barrel of the wheel. It also flies out and will stick to the car.
Yep.
And it will stick to the car.
In a way that we won't be able to see it with
you'll
the
see
naked eye.
you'll see ferrous metals on white paint. It will almost look like little rust dots. The first phone call I get with somebody who has a neglected white car, hasn't really been taken care of, they'll say to me, Scott, it's 5 years old, but I've got all these little rust spots all over it.
So silver probably is the better color, right, to go for?
What? Hiding stuff?
Yes.
The best color that hides dirt, contaminants, is champagne.
I see.
The closest color to dirt is the easiest car to maintain, which
I
means
love
that
it.
you could be really lazy, the car looks good.
Yeah.
You like champagne, you don't want it.
I love that color. I love Mercedes, how it looks in that champagne color. It's,
Yes.
yeah.
Champagne's a great color for hiding a lot of stuff. Whites are good as far as hiding defects from like swirls and scratches. But anyway, we're going to this is called decontaminating the paint. We
Now
wash
which one
it.
is the worst? The black?
We'll say that again?
The worst color.
The worst color
would be
is black. You want to know why? It doesn't necessarily show contaminants that we're going to be removing now, but black shows a lot of defects. When we're in direct sunlight and the sun's shining on it, we can see all those little scratches and swirls, and we're like, oh, it drives us nuts. Black is a very difficult color to take care of and maintain. Why I have a black car is probably because of YouTube land, but I don't buy them like this is my daily driver. My nice cars are never black because I don't want to work on them all the time.
Yeah, it's so common.
Yes, yes. People like black because when you get a black car dialed in, nothing sexy. Looks great. Okay? So we're going to decontaminate the paint. This is what this is called. There's two ways to do this. We can use a clay bar with the lubricant. We're actually going to do both processes. This is hold this bottle. This is a chemical that just goes after. It matches your shirt. This is a chemical that goes after ferrous metals. This is a really cool spray. I'm going to have you lightly mist it all over this hood. We're not going to do the whole car, but we would go all the way around the car with this stuff. We don't want this to dry on the paint. It can go on glass. It can go on the paint. I like to keep it away from plastic. That's my personal opinion. But when you spray this on the car, I'll show it to you. There might be some contaminants that actually turn purple.
Okay.
That's how we know that chemical's working. So like if you were going to spray the countertop down with some Lysol or whatever, go ahead and just spray the hood, just the paint.
Now, what's the distance we should keep the nozzle from the hood? Like it's about, is that okay?
Does Meguiar's actually tell us how far to keep it from the surface of the paint? Now, sometimes they'll say 6 to 8 inches. You want to be here, I'll cheat with you. I would do that.
Oh, that's pretty close. Okay.
Pretty close, right? About
Yeah.
6, 7 inches.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and spray that on the hood.
Now should it cover it completely as when we were
Just a lot,
foaming it
yeah.
up? Like...
Get a thorough coverage.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I see. It's a little bit different from how that foam works. But
Actually, guys, this stuff from Meguiar's is, what do they call this stuff? This is the stuff that you can find in AUTOZONE iron removing spray clay. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm going to see how it reacts. Spray it on the paint.
okay.
And you can be liberal with this stuff.
Well, you said not to get it on the plastic.
Don't overthink it. It's fine. It's my car, but just get it all over there.
Okay.
Get that juicy goodness all over there.
We can't put too much, right?
Nah, not necessarily. I wouldn't use that much, but you're a newbie, so we're going to let you get away with it.
How is that?
That's fine. So basically, the way this would work,
Ooh,
this
it
is
stinks.
it stinks, right? It,
It really
smells
does,
like the
yeah.
backside of a man who hasn't taken a shower in about 3 weeks.
Worse than that.
Worse than
Yeah,
that?
very chemically.
So that's on the paint. And what we want to do is we never want this stuff to dry on the paint. But what it will start to do is chemically react. On black paint, it's a little bit difficult to see. If this was white paint, this fluid that you sprayed on here would start to turn purple. And that's, you can see the chemical actually beginning to dissolve and break down the metal on the paint. It's a really cool chemical. On black paint, we would do it out of direct sunlight, let it dwell for about 3 or 4 minutes on the car. You can wash the car again if you want, or just simply rinse it off. This is the first stage of removing iron that sticks to the paint, because we're getting ready to, we want to polish this thing, so these are all the necessary steps to polish the car.
Now, if we don't see anything, does it mean it's just not dirty and it doesn't?
If
or
we don't see
are you
any-
supposed to, yeah.
If we don't see any reaction and it doesn't turn purple, yes, there's no iron present, or we're working on a dark color where it might be hard to see it turn purple. But we still want to let it sit there for about 3 or 4 minutes. We are working in direct sunlight, so I'm going to spray this off. There really isn't any reaction at the moment, but that's the way an iron remover works. It only goes after ferrous metals on the paint. Those have to come off to start cleaning this paint to get ready to polish. Make sense?
Yes. What do you think? It's been about a couple of minutes
Yep.
and it's starting to dry.
I don't want it to dry, so what I'm going to do is take my power washer, right? I don't want to get you wet. Let me rinse this off. What, are you afraid to get wet? You want to rinse it off?
Yes.
I tell you what, the one thing I don't like about this Meguiar's product, it's a little foamy when you try to rinse it off. It like wants to hang around for a little bit. That might be something you guys want to keep in mind. It's fine, just
Wow.
keep flooding it. Just flood it. So that's the concept, right? We washed the car, we foamed it, we did a contact wash, we got the loose dust and dirt off the vehicle. Now we use an iron remover to remove any potential iron that might be stuck on the paint. Does this kind of make sense, this process we're going through?
Yep.
Because what we're trying to do is get this paint what I call virgin clean.
Like it.
Why are you smiling?
I like it. So how virgin is this right now?
Right now
What
we
we
have
got?
one more step to do before we can polish. There's one more way to clean the paint, and it's still necessary even after using an iron remover. All right?
Now what is it?
That's the next video. Let's cut it off here. We'll get into claying. The next video is showing Alex how to clay a vehicle. This should be fun. Thanks, guys. Love you so much.